west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G, got what you need. Vitamin G, got what
All
you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All
Vitamin
alone.
G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Hey. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin.
Final round.
already know how I'm coming, man. Try to run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound, check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the seat, how could they be? Give me a couple of rounds, cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now, mind struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the gang, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. Then reload the clip and record the clip. It's go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP. Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Alright,
we're coming up.
I think it's like the best
it sold well
one.
for a Devil May Cry game. Devil May Cry has never sold that well to begin with.
Right.
Yeah. Alright, we're live. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy FC Violent. We're back again with another weekly dose of that Vitamin G Gaming Podcast. Let me turn my camera on. Shit. Oh man, fresh off the heels. I guess a week later of the showcase, man. So we got a lot to talk about. Pretty much all PlayStation today. So before we get started, though, I gotta introduce the panel. What's going on, Omar? Man, what you been up to? What you been playing?
What's up, Fifth? I'm playing that game. I'm at the end. I can't find the final boss if I want right now, but I just want to gather collectibles and stuff like that. Try to get the platinum for it, and yeah, that's it.
How long is the game? Because I just want to just gauge how much.
The game is not that long.
Okay.
It's on the shorter side, like
All right, so
14 hours or short or
okay,
shorter.
so I'm probably halfway. You think?
No, dude,
I just did the jail. I just did the jail though.
Yeah, I know. You
Okay.
just did the jail. Yeah, no, there is around 1, 2, 3, between 3 and 4 sections left.
Okay. Okay. So a little bit less than half. That so maybe a couple more days. I'll play it when I get a chance. That's what's up, man. All right, man. We definitely have to go to you, man. It's like I said, PlayStation heavy. I have to get your thoughts for sure. But let's get everybody else in here. Feral Gaming, what's going on, bro? I know you probably split your time watching the Ravens play.
What's going on? Ain't much been going on. I did a couple Madden streams this weekend.
Yeah, I watched a couple of them. I watched one of yours.
And I played a bit of Tales of Arise.
Okay.
Combat's really fun. So I'm just touching that a little bit.
That's gonna be the third topic if we get to it, because yeah, we're gonna have some words. Well, that's what's up, man. Anything else?
No, not much at all.
Nice, man. Zero, man. What you been up to, my G?
What is going on, people? Good to be back. Missed last week. Just was on a bit of vacation. Mostly, still gaming most of the same things. I am now 2 levels away or 2 ranks away from Master Rank in Pokemon Unite. So it's been a slow, difficult grind, but I'm finally starting to like get into a groove and get a couple of wins.
Nice.
Finishing up Judgment. I think I have like 3 more chapters to go. Still just having a blast with that game. That game's so ridiculous.
So okay. So Reggie, are you still on the Judgment train or Yakuza train, man? Which one you feeling more?
Don't answer that.
He knows the answer.
Otherwise, what I do? I went and saw a thing, which was Shang-Chi, which was awesome.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Definitely recommend people go see that. Real fun Marvel movie, like just a good time. And
Where would you rank it? What would you rank it as your Marvel movie? Like where is it above Black Panther, below it?
I kind of think they're fairly similar.
They are similar.
And like it's just like Black Panther, like the hero, be it Sean and T'Challa, don't really want anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not doing anything. They're just kind of getting dragged along with everybody else doing stuff, and they're like reacting to it, as opposed to like an Iron Man wanted to do something.
Right.
So to put it, to be glib about it, yes, it's like the Asian Black Panther, or Black Panther is the Black Shang-Chi, however you want to like pursue it that way.
Yeah, I mean, one was released first, but yeah.
Yeah, I will say it's beautiful.
It is.
And there are like little things that like not being of that culture, but I imagine people of that culture like understand.
The karaoke thing is 100,000% accurate. Just by the way.
Yeah. Or like how he changed his name.
Yep.
And it's just because it's easier because the Americans can't say it.
I mean, Africans kind of technically have that same issue.
Yeah, so it's funny. I just met a new coworker who had the same issue. Like, she has a full-fledged African name, but when people try to pronounce it, like, no, just say it. It's like, I think she goes by like Mildred or something.
Yeah.
Like,
can't get any whiter than that. Mildred.
Yeah, and I was just like, I guess I get it. Like, I don't understand because I don't have that. People know my name. But I get it. Like, everyone's going to try to mess it up. And it's like, just say this. Because you're never going to understand it. So, yeah, I appreciate a great movie. Good cameos, as always, in Marvel movies. If you're going to see it, stay behind. Watch the after credit stuff.
It's the middle of the credit this time. Thank God.
Yeah. But it looked like, it was respectful to the culture. Not being of the culture itself, I can't, claim completely. Yeah. But it looked like they at least tried. And again, it's beautiful. It's actually really good looking.
Yeah.
Interesting. Second time you said beautiful.
I think it's one of the better looking movies they've ever done.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to add that because I did see it, and I'm not Chinese, but I am Asian. I'm in that area. It does. I think they do a good job from what I know of the Chinese. I guess it's the ethos, and they.
Yeah.
And then I guess the all majority Chinese cast or Asian cast, and I think isn't the developer or the developer? Damn, the director also Asian.
I think so.
Yeah, so I feel like if anything, they would hold true, and you've seen a lot of scenes where they speak in Mandarin, and that it was pretty authentic to me. I thought that was cool. Even some parts was like, Aquafina, who speaks Mandarin, but she's like, I don't speak very good,
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, I speak. What did he say? I speak.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the elevator scene. He's like, I speak. Yeah. Whatever. That show's hilarious. And I agree. It is pretty. There's a lot of scenes. The only thing is, like, I think Black Panther has a better cinematography, especially when you first go into Wakanda. That was like, whoa. Here, that bamboo scene was a little sketch in my opinion. Not gonna lie. The first thing I saw was like, I don't know, but CGI budget here was not the greatest.
Yeah, I agree. That's the one.
Yeah, it stuck out. Especially we're all gamers. We see CGI all the time. And I was like, ooh.
Right, so we know what we're looking for.
Yeah, but they made up for it in that water scene. The CGI there was good, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Watch, you'll see the bamboo. It's like, what the hell?
And so, Jubei is not here, but he will be the only one I think to understand this. The basic plot for the movie is almost directly a season of Destiny.
Really?
Oh,
like almost one for one. I kept watching it like.
Well, thank you for ruining the season, Reggie. You asshole.
It's an old season. Like it's the effects have come and gone. But,
okay.
But like, if Jubei don't want to be spoiled, he'll know. Like I'll just have to say one word, and he'll be like, "Oh, okay." And I kept watching like, this is fucking this is that thing. This is that thing. But man. I mean, great movie. I recommend people go see it.
Definitely check it out, man. My guy Kofi, man, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, so it's been good, man. A lot of exciting things. One thing I had mentioned at the end of a podcast 2 weeks ago was that I was part of indirectly a cease and desist letter for the fan translation of a Trails game that has not been officially localized, which is now officially called Trails into the Reverie, which again is the 10th game in this epic Trails series that started in America in 2011. Basically, why'd
they hit you with that? Yeah, I'm curious.
So yeah, here's the story with that. Back in 2020, I was part of the translation team with a group called the Zero Field, where we made a overlay program that allows you to play the PlayStation. It's only on PlayStation 4 right now. Play that version and then remote play access the game on your PlayStation, and it allows you to have a second screen where you can look at the Japanese text and have English overlay the speech bubbles throughout the entire game. So you can basically play it with our translations. That's how it works. So to explain to people who are curious, there's basically a capture team who runs the game at high speed, right? And they go through all the game without paying attention to it, and we capture all the text and put it in a spreadsheet. Then we have people like me who see it in the spreadsheet. We do the raw translation from Japanese to English. Then each of us translators are teamed up with an editor who makes sure that, like, even though we translated well, you need somebody who's like super strong in English to be like, let's get this a little bit smoother so that it conveys whatever cultural references we have to older games. Because remember, there's 9 prequels. So sometimes a word will translate to something specific that needs to be mentioned again. You can't just like make up a new word.
Makes sense.
Once the editor and the translator are done, it goes to the Python team. So the language that the script is running for this overlay bubbles is all in Python. So we're all in different groups. Like I talk to the capture people, and the capture people might be like, "Hey, Kofi, I captured like the chapter you're going to translate because we agreed to what." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I might talk to my editor, but like we're really like just 4 teams that work together. It's amazing. Okay. So all that was completed, like I think we finished it like by October. This year with that game coming out in China and in Japan on Steam, another separate team wanted to take all of our work and actually add it to the PC version of Steam. Like not have an overlay, literally change the in-game text to match what our spreadsheet was. And they wrote a program to actually integrate it into the game. And Kitsune, who is our leader, was like, "That's fine, that's great." And then that's when Nippon Ichi Software America sent them a cease and desist. So basically, like the legal jargon, I guess, is that the overlay program that we were using with like a remote play feature, that's fine because we're not technically changing code in the game that is being sold on Steam. But that new team was like literally like going into the game. Like if you just ran the game, it would just be in English. It would just be our translations.
And they have issue with it?
That's right. Nippon Ichi Software has an issue with it. And they're probably right. I mean, they own the IP rights. It's a situation now where Nippon Ichi Software announced the game is coming out in English in the West in 2023.
Okay.
So it's different, right? When there's no release date.
Different than any other mod, though?
I was going to say, yeah, they have mods on
PC is
PC
known
all
for
the time.
modding.
Yeah. If you have it on Steam, it should be... I mean, I guess it's up to the developer to do what they want, but most of the time they allow mods. I don't know how Japanese is when it comes to mod support or having additional stuff like y'all.
So
I think
you make an interesting point.
Go
But I
ahead.
think it's because I was going to say, it just ultimately culls sales. Like, let's say there's a mod community that adds features, like to Left 4 Dead, all these cool new levels. That makes people want to like buy the base game. This makes people want to buy less from Nippon Ichi Software. So here's the thing: the Chinese version on Steam is not by Nippon Ichi Software. It's by a Chinese publisher called Cloud Leopard. So technically, it would be like more money going to that publisher overseas and not to Nippon Ichi in 2 years. Right? What if this gets big and everybody's just like, oh, why wouldn't I just buy this now? Because that's the issue. Fans are going through what I went through years ago, where the game is 2 years out. 2 years. And people are like, I just played Cold Steel 4 last year. I just want to get to the next chapter. So I resonate with their frustration. There was a lot of like negative energy because like fans were like kind of like attacking Nippon Ichi Software, which obviously I do not agree with. Saying lots of like nasty things like, oh, I'm going to pirate the game and all this stuff. And there was a bunch of backlash. That's all blown past now. That was like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
It was pretty dramatic. But all in all, the team is getting back together now. We are doing the fan translation for Kuro no Kiseki, so that starts on the 30th. And I'm super excited. I have to clear out the month of October. There was one game I wanted to import, that Monarch game. Actually, I was showing you guys it
we just
with,
talked
but
about that.
I can't promise that I'll play that. I just got to do the next 4 weeks in October is all for Kuro translations. But FC, I do want to play Mech Warrior 5 with you, which we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I haven't it.
So finished my run through of Judgment. Reggie. The end is so good. There's so many cool things about it.
Kofi. So after beating the greatness of this Judgment, I mean, do you prefer that over Yakuza or?
I can't compare them. You know what's so funny?
Yes, you can. You literally can. It's in the same area. They have similar side quests, but one is just better.
I like Judgment more because the combat is more fluid, in my opinion. Like Yakuza is more like punch him in the face straight on. But Yakumi's style with the like the Isen, I'm not sure what
it's like water dancing, especially when you switch to the blue form. Oh,
the blue form.
Yeah. The Isen is the one that you focus on one enemy. I like that one a lot too.
What's interesting is that I actually prefer Yakuza's fighting style.
Really?
But I like the world of Judgment better because like it's also Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, and that's what I was going with. I'm like, I know you like Phoenix Wright, motherfucker.
Yeah, I love Phoenix Wright, and I am waiting for I would love for them to like either make a crossover or take some of the elements from like the new Phoenix Wright or the newer Phoenix Wright game, the Great Ace Attorney Detectives, where like you're on this panel and like you have to do actual lawyer things on top of running through the streets and beating people up.
I'll be there day one. I'll be there day one. I like that shit.
So excited for that. I finished what you call. I was really shocked that I actually able to finish it. What is it called? Oh, Time Spinner, which is the Metroidvania game.
Nice.
It's like this. Yeah, this lady is like living. She's like has like this title of being like the time spinner. Somebody go hot through time and send messages to people, and her whole village gets wiped out, and she gets sent into the future, where like there's more war, and it's a really good Metroidvania. It has multiple endings. I can't promise you I'll be like replaying the game 5 times at this point because Tales of Arise is here. So just like Pharaoh, playing Tales of Arise, I think I'm like almost 10 hours in. Really love the combat. Really love some of the character interactions. There are some personal beats that I'm like, oh, like that hit different. I just feel like sometimes the writing in Japanese RPGs goes with stereotypes too often. I'm not really seeing that here. There's just certain like beats. I'm like, they really like are going for impact in their own way, and I always appreciate Tales for that. I've been still missing many Tales I want to play, but one I did finish earlier this year was Tales of Innocence R, which is cool. Like, one thing I wanted to talk about really quick is only in Japan there's a version that includes all 16 battle themes for all the prior Trails games, 3 of each. And it's not available in any other region because of like licensing issues, I guess, for the music. But it is amazing just to go back and like listen to Legendia or Symphonia or Rebirth. And it's random. Like, let's say you get tired of one song, you can have it play like in a specific order, or like these 30 songs, so you'll never hear like the same song in the same hour. Crazy stuff. But I'm sure we'll get to that later, so I'll stop.
Yes, sir, man. And last but not least, man, Jubei.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? As you know, this was NFL's kickoff week, so I haven't really been playing games. I've been playing fantasy football and watching games.
Yeah, man. Unlucky boys, man. They did me proud though.
Yeah, I feel good about the season. Like
Yeah.
you should too.
I do.
We're
No, I
the two
do.
best teams in the division.
Huh?
Say what?
We're the two best teams in the division.
No,
You guys-
I don't want to hear that Eagle talk,
I
man.
don't-
Get that shit
no,
out of
no,
here,
no.
man. Nah, man.
He's not wrong. I wasn't expecting the Eagles to go
That
in and get
pigeon-
up with Jalen Hurts, but they did.
Get that pigeon shit out of here, man. I ain't trying to hear that.
Nah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Freaking Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron,
man.
if you had Aaron Rodgers on your
Sad
fantasy team,
face. He is washed,
you
bro.
held a L. 2 points, bro. 2 points in most leagues. You held a L the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
how-
ain't do- he
got
got
me too.
he got outplayed by the
Yo, how Jameis Winston
Yeah.
out here looking better than Aaron Rodgers, bro? You're trash.
you know why?
Did you guys see Drew Brees commenting on that?
That's
It was hilarious. He was
That's
like, "Now I
embarrassing.
can officially say." What did he say? Something like, "This is what the team's been missing," or something like that. It was hilarious. I literally fell over.
Aaron Rodgers was like,
Oh,
I told y'all trade me. Yeah,
Bro, yeah, he was like, all right, I'll make y'all trade me.
Yeah, that's
Aaron Rodgers, bro.
man. He played like straight dog water, man.
Yo, somebody took him like 12th overall in one of my leagues. Yo, in my money league, like stupid,
Very stupid.
stupid.
But anyway, man, it is what it is. We'll get straight into this. Let me share my screen real quick. Straight into the showcase, man. We got a lot to say. So first, while I had the showcase in the background, I'm gonna go to my PlayStation guys first. I don't know if Kofi, you were at that episode where we expected what we wanted to see and what we you missed it. All right, so I'm gonna go to you first. So Kofi, before seeing the show, what was your expectations of the show? And then after seeing it, did it meet your expectations? And what were some of the highlights or lowlights of the show for you?
Okay, so I would say that my expectation was to be surprised by some IP returning.
Okay.
I was thinking it was going to be first party. I didn't know if, I'll be honest, I was kind of thrown out there. SOCOM, I really thought that
Yeah, I wanted
this
it.
is kind of a good time for something like SOCOM. Just because, like, I don't know, people like the militaristic type shooters, and I think Sony first party could focus on making that game good long term. But anyway, I kind of got like punched in the face in this showcase because things happened. I was just like, oh, that's a thing now, and I didn't know how to react. I guess like coming off the kickoff of the show with a Knights of the Old Republic remake. It's one of the only WRPGs or Western RPGs that I actually like, and even though I really, really like it, I can't really say I love it. I just say like it's a good like 8 out of 10. Like it's a really good game. So to see the remake, I was like, that's really cool. I wasn't like flipping out, but I was just genuinely surprised because that's not the moniker we're used to PlayStation having.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they're ready to step anywhere. And to make this really competitive. Obviously, maybe this was a decision based on reactions to what Bethesda is doing.
We'll get into that.
So that was really interesting. Then, like, going from the beginning all the way to, like, the middle section, it was, like, fun, and then, like, they kept sprinkling in things that basically just annoyed me. I did not want to see Grand Theft Auto 5. I did not want to see...
greatest game of all time.
Deathloop again, and Deathloop. Shout out to Arcane, man.
Shout out to
underestimated
Arcane.
Congratulations for getting basically. I think it's a 90 Metacritic right now, right?
89,
Yeah.
88, Game of the Year candidate.
89.
Yeah, definitely in the conversation. I thought they were going to come out and maybe do like 80, but I was wrong.
So disrespectful. So disrespectful, man. Have y'all not played Dishonored? Am I the only one who played Dishonored?
I can't.
I played
like,
Dishonored.
It was never. Yeah.
And you doubted the okay. All right.
I didn't doubt it.
Nah, he didn't doubt it, but-
I haven't said one bad thing about Deathloop.
I know a lot of PlayStation guys have. Dishonored is a dope ass game.
So there was a couple other things, like I think it was like True Colors, right? Life is Strange True Colors came out. Definitely looks interesting. Wasn't something I was super hyped about. And then like we got to like this weird section. Well, I only say it was weird because then they started to do the PlayStation first party. And like one thing I want to say in retrospect is we only got to see what 3 studios are doing: Polyphony Digital, Insomniac Games, and Santa Monica Studios. So it's really interesting that there is so many other projects that we know, whether they're second party or gonna first party. So then we see Gran Turismo 7, and I am super ecstatic. And then what's so weird is in this presentation, the trailer ends with no release date, and I'm like, what is going on? But then come to find out that they did have a release date.
Yeah, they did it at the end. They did it at the end.
Was it at the end? Okay, because I didn't see it until I went to Twitter later. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they had the release dates and that talk and stuff with the developers at the end of the show.
Oh,
I don't know why they did that, but they did. Yeah.
They did it with a few things. They did it also with the God of War, but I will mention that myself.
Okay.
Oh, another thing was seeing Forspoken scheduled for spring 2022 was definitely surprised. I thought that was a 2023 game, to be dead honest with you. So see that actually slated for a window next year, whether delayed or not. Definitely excited to see that. Nice to see that Amy Hennig is writing the story for that. For people who aren't familiar with that, she wrote the Uncharted series, or at least the first 2.
Yep, Uncharted 1 and 2.
Or no, she did 3. I think she did 3 too.
Yeah, she did 3, but then they scrapped it. I think
she didn't do 4.
They scrapped it.
The best one, in my opinion, is still 2.
Then what else? Okay, so then Insomniac is just like, we literally don't sleep. We're define ourselves this way, and we're working on the sequel to like the most anticipated game we've ever made, and then we're just making Wolverine as well. And I didn't see that at all. I thought it was going to be Punisher. When I saw his fist, I was like, oh, this is Punisher. Then the blades came out. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, are they the de facto #1 PlayStation studio?
I think they have to be, especially like
the workhorse at the very least.
Yeah, like
I've been saying it for the past couple.
You and Slow Mo, especially Slow Mo. Shout out to him because I wasn't sure.
I'm still thinking Naughty Dog. Persona. I feel like all 3 of them were always saying this.
They were saying,
and I was always slow to it because I think I am so tied to Uncharted 4. To me, Uncharted 4 is such an amazing experience. And then Last of Us terrified me. Just literally, like I was like breaking my controller holding it. But anyway, that's just me. That was incredible. And then God of War. I had replayed God of War just last December, so I could like be ready for this pickup, and I loved it. I mean, Atreus being older, fighting. It was Hera, right? That's Hera.
No,
it's what's her name?
It's gonna be not Hera. That's Greek.
Freya.
Freya. Greek. How could I forget that? Freya.
Viking.
Of course,
Norse mythology.
Seeing like Freya and everybody return and the chaos of some of the fights with Atreus, it was awesome to finally see Cory Barlog have to explain. I don't know what that is. Was awesome, and of course in the after interview to see that he's working on something else.
I can't wait to see that. We're probably not gonna see that till probably. What do you think, next year?
I would say next year. Well, I don't know because I don't know but whatever showcase
Sony's E3 cycle, so maybe next September. I don't know.
Something like that.
So, like, I guess overall, I give this. Like, I did not like the middle section. I'll be honest. I'm like looking at the clock, like, okay, Deathloop. I know. Grand Theft Auto 5, and Grand Theft Auto 5 didn't look any different. I was just like, whatever. Yeah. Just so mad at Rockstar because I'm jealous. Because apparently, because like the game was free, and then like it goes back on sale. People are like, all right, I'll still buy it.
Which is like you could get the game for free and people still bought the game. Like it's
been 10 years. 10
I
years.
don't understand that, bro. That's
hey.
But yeah, I think like
the same thing with Skyrim, man.
Yeah, Skyrim's up there too.
These games.
They milked the shit out those games.
So I would say like 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I have been hearing like rumors of other things that Sony is working on. Obviously, I don't want to say anything on record because rumors aren't. I don't want to speculate on that. But the fact that we only saw what 3 studios are doing, and we know everybody's working on studios, is definitely. It doesn't put me down at all. It's just I'm just that's just 3 studios. That's what sticks in my mind. Wonder what like Pixel Opus will end up doing, or this Fire Sprite team and all this stuff. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I'll be back. I gotta step away.
Nah, you're good. You're good. All right, man. That was Kofi's take. He gave it 8 out of 10. Omar, man. We've been going back and forth. You said what you wanted Sony to do. Did Sony live up to the expectations in the showcase, and what did you score it?
On one way, they delivered. On one way, disappointed me.
Okay.
So when it comes to games, they fucking nailed it out of the park. However, when it comes to the format, this was an abysmal show. And mainly because the returning things that we already seen before, the GTA, the what's called Deathloop, the amount of time I've seen, it's like PlayStation have showcased Deathloop every single event. And the problem is, in every single event, they show the same exact thing. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done with that shit. However, so this is what I'm about to say. This is not me saying it. I have this from Brad. I actually wanted him to join today's stream, and he made a very interesting comment.
Mm-hmm.
When they started the show with that chess game, if you notice, it was white versus black. White PlayStation, black Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, who won? The white team won.
Yeah.
And then, what did they start with after the chat?
KOTOR.
Yeah. This is literally PlayStation doing
it's a chess
checkmate.
Game. It's not checkmate. It's not checkmate.
It's definitely checkmate when it comes to
it's not checkmate.
Taking KOTOR off.
Omar, if you say checkmate, the game is over. The game isn't over.
My thing is, does Microsoft own KOTOR's IP? No, Disney do.
Disney does.
Exactly.
No,
so they can put that shit wherever they want. They could have, but we also don't. I'm pretty sure Disney doesn't want their shit going into Game Pass. That's probably the other thing. So
could be.
They're obviously they don't have to worry about Game Pass.
I'm letting more speak, but just again, I see people saying Disney doesn't want that to be going, but isn't Indiana Jones going into Game Pass?
I mean, we don't know. There was no say that Indiana Jones is launching into Game Pass. It says that a Microsoft studio is working on it. It doesn't mean it's going.
So if Indiana Jones launches in a Game Pass, then we'll have an answer. But if it doesn't launch into Game Pass for that because it's a licensed IP from Disney, then we also have our answer there. So we'll see. But anyway, go ahead, Omar. I'll let you speak. It's definitely not check, man. You bugging. Elder Scrolls is coming. Are you high?
After KOTOR, they showed Project Eve, which I'm very interested in. And mostly, yes, it's a Bayonetta clone. 100%. Everyone and their mother can see that. However, it's coming from, I think, Chinese or Korean developer.
Korean developer.
So then you're gonna have a different mythology, and that's what I like about that. You're gonna see different type of enemies. You're gonna learn different type of laws, and that's what I love about games like that. So after that, they showed, and this was actually leaked beforehand. Otherwise, would have also been another nice move, and that is what's called Alan Wake remaster.
Definitely play that for those who haven't, man. All these Xbox classics. Alan Wake is a great game.
So for starter, and then fucking Forspoken. Oh my god, this is everything I've ever wanted. I love magic. I love free roaming.
The nature combat's cool. The nature combat is cool. The nature combat is cool.
Yeah. Nature combat is unique. You don't get used to use nature a lot in video games. Most is fire, ice, and lighting and stuff like that.
Is this game going on the PS4 as well?
Sorry?
Is this game also on the PS4?
No, PS5 only.
Yeah, okay. Square Enix is all right. Because I thought the trailer looked a lot better than when they showed it this time. Or was that just me?
Well, this is the first time they actually show.
Well, they showed the trailer. I don't know. I guess that was in game.
gameplay section. Other than that, yeah, Tiny Tina, I'm sold on it. Like Borderlands with magic, give it to me.
Yeah, you're a Borderlands fan, so
Yeah, especially if you played Dungeon and Dragon Keep DLC. This is basically it, but in a full game DLC, full game, and I'm so sold on that. And then the drug started, and that's what took me out of the show. Mostly because when PlayStation didn't attend any of the shows, Gamescom, E3, I was okay with that. Because I said, when PlayStation has something to show, they will show.
You've said that,
and that's what. And I understand they got partnership and they stuff like that, but they could have easily done this with that weight, with all these games that are not important, in my opinion. So this is just my own bias when I say that I was disappointed because I wanted them to solely focus on their main studio and second party, and I didn't want them to focus on stuff like Deathloop for the trillionth time. I enjoyed seeing Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah, that was new footage, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Chaya, I'm even also gonna play because I love indies. That's the game with the two girls, and the girl being able to go inside an animal and free roam.
That's the island one, right? She's like from
indeed, yeah. So that I'm also interested. And then the explosion started. After it started with music, and I think PlayStation tried to play us, and they played us a few times. When they started with Insomniac Marvel, everyone was expecting Spider-Man. And then when they were not able to decipher what it is, and I've watched a lot of reactions. Some guessed it, Wolverine, and the other were simply shocked at the very end, and they played it well. And that's the first gotcha moment from PlayStation, aside from the opening with the chest. The second gotcha was they went with GTA. GT7 is for copies, that's not for me. After that, it was Spider-Man. It was Insomniac again. However, they didn't show the Insomniac logo nor Marvel logo. All they did was show you a few gameplay, in-game gameplay, and it shows you Miles Morales' electric web. But at the same time, every single person I've seen on YouTube say infamous, including myself.
I thought it was infamous too. I was like, infamous.
Let's fucking go. And then they put that Spider-Man logo, and then you go ape shit crazy because they just released Ratchet. And last year they released fucking Miles Morales. Like, does Insomniac Dev even sleep? Kofi said it. I mean it. And after that, they did another gotcha moment, which it was they had. We can only assume Craven talking, only to be met with yes, and it's Venom. And it's nice. And then they ended with God of War, which again, amazing. And what I dislike is how they handled that. After that, they went to a talk show a little bit, and then they announced that the game is released. I don't remember if they got a release date or not. But then on Twitter, they showcased Thor. I'm like, why did you not show a Thor in the game and only to show it on the screen? If you in a picture, at least keep it hidden.
Look,
I was happy that you
everyone
didn't
knew
show
you were
it.
gonna fight Thor, though. That was happy.
No. I'm not talking about I knew that. I got the secret ending. I'm talking about what he looked like.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you've seen what he looks like, he looks nothing like the Marvel Thor.
Yeah, he's based off the Norse mythology. Thor.
Yeah.
He's based off the real image.
Yeah, and it's even highlighted in the first game with Mimir saying that Thor was a fat guy. So they did that, and also they brought in Cory Barlog. And if you was on Twitter, you would have understood the meme now. Why he always said, never heard of it, every time a person asked about God of War. Because he is not directing this game.
Nope.
So he never heard of it. Makes sense. He's directing his own game, which is gonna be the name of it I ever heard of it.
He's still a producer on it, though, but he's not the one in charge.
He might be helping, but he is also working on his own game.
Yeah.
But this is why I think, and he even put out a tweet with the name of the actual person working on directing it. And as always, most people didn't pay attention. He said, remember that name. All be all, did PlayStation deliver? When it comes to the game, absolutely. Shock value, absolutely. When it comes to pacing, absolutely not. So yeah, I've debated between 6 or a 7, but I'm just gonna go with 6. 6, because as much as I love that game, which I genuinely love, I hated the pacing. The pacing was an absolute drag to sit through. Not only that, when you showcase stuff that you already showcased before, like, no, stop. I understand you wanna, like, when it's like, this is the price you're paying PlayStation for not attending other shows. I have no issue doing your own show, but come out strong. Don't waste my time with stuff like that filler. Everyone and their mother is going to agree it's filler. Some people accept it less, and some people accept it more. For me, that almost brought the show to the halt. It's not for the end result. And what makes it even crazy is PlayStation brought 3 studios only. They have shit tons of more studios and IPs in development.
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes it so painful but at the same time exciting. Which makes you even also question, how many studios are they doing 2 projects or more? Like, you have Guerrilla working on Horizon Forbidden West.
Yep.
What does it say that they are not working on another IP? Naughty Dog, they can be working on 2 IPs at the same time. Well, Faction and another IP.
Yep.
You have Sucker Punch. They're doing Ghost of Tsushima 2, and this is why I wish we've seen a new Infamous. That would have been a marking out moment for me.
I don't know if they have 2 teams, though.
They don't need to.
Well, because they're working on Ghosts right now. Like, they're still heavily in that game. Ghost 2.
I'm just gonna wait and see. But this is why I want confirmation, because as much as rumors is rumors, this should shut everyone up. No one called Wolverine.
True.
No one called KOTOR. No one knew. Yes, what's called?
They could have been saving that for another show. I know some people were like, they should have went all out, like you're asking for, but they might be saving that for the next show that they do.
If they do an extra, then this show would be an 8. If they don't do an extra, then this show an a 6. That's my issue with this show. Because I waited for so long, almost
a long time.
Full year.
Yeah.
I was expecting a show like the reveal, PlayStation 5 reveal, or the future of gaming reveal, something like that.
Like an E3.
Yes, mini E3, but
mini,
it's not. Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's fair. That's fair. All right. I'm gonna get to the rest of the panel on what their thoughts are, and then we're gonna get a little bit of discussion on PlayStation and the direction that they're going with. Let me go to my guy Jubei, man. Your thoughts on the show?
Yeah. So I've watched the show twice now. I'm still giving it a 6 just because I still felt it was safe. Like they still showed games that we've been talking about for a while between Deathloop, Grand Theft Auto, God of War. Like we knew that shit was coming. Like KOTOR, yeah, that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
But I mean, we also have to think like we've just seen a teaser. We don't know how gameplay is going to be. I absolutely know they're not going to do the original, base pretty much D&D,
RTS.
dice rolls. Yeah, but like dice rolls in the background
when
you're doing hits, kind of shit. Like I know that's not going to happen. Gran Turismo 7 looks like dog shit. I'm gonna keep saying it until it doesn't look like dog shit, but it absolutely looks like dog shit. Outside of the cars, everything else in that game looks like fucking doo-doo water, and there's nobody that's gonna argue me with that because I got receipts. Like that shit is ugly.
They don't have an excuse for that to be like that.
And no fucking excuse, absolutely none. I was excited for God of War. Like I don't know the whole Fat Thor gate shit. Like people upset about that. Like you shouldn't be if you've read Norse mythology. If you've picked up Neil Gaiman's book Norse mythology. Like Thor is a fat dude. He's a glutton. Like he has fucking resurrecting, like eternal resurrecting goats that he eats every fucking day. Just cause.
If you even played the first game, then you know.
Yeah, it was always hinted. He's a glutton, but like that.
Yeah.
Like. It's in the books. Like it's known at this point. Project Eve looks good. I actually honestly thought that looked more interesting than Forspoken because I thought the faces in Forspoken were fucked up. I get it, that game's still early, but if that's supposed to come out in spring, they need to fix that. Like there was little issues in that trailer that I'm like, eh.
They have the Final Fantasy VII remake texture problem.
And I was just like, okay.
But
the Project
gameplay
Eve
looks good, though.
really good. Yeah, Project Eve looks really good. Spider-Man, for that majority of that to not be CG, that looks good. I'm excited to see how that plays out. Xbox gets all this flack for having CG shit, and there was a lot of CG shit at this show that seems to kind of just get the pass because it's Sony. Like
you know how that goes.
Yeah, of course I know how that goes, but it's like it's kind of lame in that way, but the pacing was just god awful. Like I can understand if that's all they had to show at E3. Of course, they're gonna have a 40-minute show at E3, and they're gonna get laughed out the fucking gym because that wouldn't have been enough in that time frame. At least now, when there's no other shows, no other competition, they can kind of drop that, and it's gonna be looked at in a different light because they've been so quiet over the summer. That middle part is just it's atrociously bad. That there was nothing redeeming about that, and then they picked it up. But it's still a 6 just because I feel like it was just safe. Like I was expecting to see more from their other studios and not keep getting the games that they've been talked about. Like they have a pattern of doing this now.
They've only showed two first party, I believe, right? Just the two.
No, 3.
Uncharted remaster or whatever.
PC. Yeah, and I definitely don't want another fucking remaster. Yeah. Like that's garbage.
Yeah, like, they just showed from Spider-Man, Insomniac, and Santa Monica. If you want to include Uncharted or Naughty Dog, you can. But
no factions update. Oh yeah, we're gonna put that.
Nobody cares about factions. I keep telling you. Well, obviously, you guys believe in me.
No Final Fantasy either.
Yep, no Final Fantasy 16. Like it was just a really safe show to me. Like it was just.
I think Final Fantasy 16 that one of the directors said, "I wanna be there when I showcase the game."
Oh, so
has he been walking back everything he said this entire stream? Sorry, I am led, by the way.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, then I'm looking at maybe Game of the Year. Maybe you'll see that.
I'm back, by the way.
Right.
What, the Game Awards, you mean?
Also,
Game Awards, Game Awards.
Square Enix is gonna be at Tokyo Game Show. Maybe they're gonna showcase it like that.
I mean,
Tokyo Game Show next month, right?
Yeah, but that would suck if it's only showed at
September or
Game
October.
Show,
This month.
Okay, cool. September. All right.
Like they could have showed that shit at E3. Like they showed Guardians of the Galaxy But
twice, back to back. Like,
Twice.
that shit is,
but we don't get no Final Fantasy love.
yeah.
What?
It's Reg, man.
Like, I just like to say
You're a Marvel capper, sir.
When I said Butt Snacks was going to do well, you looked at me crazy.
It didn't do well. What are you talking about? Who's playing Butt Snacks?
Well? It rated well.
It did rate well. I mean, it's better than Knack. It's not a Knack 2.0, which I thought it was going to be.
I'm just saying.
So it escaped the Knack curse.
I guess.
So yeah, no, the show was mid outside of like 2 or 3 things. To be honest, it's not their best show, not their best paced show. And content-wise, like I said, was super safe. They did just enough for their fan base to excite them with the games that their fan base wanted to see, but I don't think that they've gained any new fans with that show. Like, it's just like, if you weren't already a PlayStation fan, you're still going to be looking at them like,
Thank you, Jube. You brought up my point.
I mean, the only one that would bring them new fans, it's not. I mean, Wolverine. It's Marvel. Like,
I think it's Marvel and Star Wars.
I think. I think it's KOTOR, but it's a remake. Like, people have already played.
There's too much unknown. We don't know the combat system.
I don't know. I still don't know about the developer, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't trust Aspire yet because they haven't really done.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's different.
Anything that's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's different from Insomniac. They're trusted. Like they're
but. Even with Insomniac, what I don't want is Wolverine gets a bunch of powers based on whatever fucking costume he's wearing. If they do that shit, I'm not playing that shit. I don't think they will. I don't. And I gotta think like it can't be an open world game either. Like traversal with Wolverine, nigga, you're gonna be running on foot for a majority of that, or maybe riding a motorcycle. Maybe. You're not going to get around the city as smoothly or quickly as Spider-Man is. So I'm like, what's going to be that?
The motorcycle would be kind of dope, though.
It's not just hanging out.
Me and Reggie talked about this, and we agreed that a hub world would be fine. Like, you go to a hub world, you can like do whatever you need to do there if they're going to have one. A hub world is fine, and then you go off to like do linear missions. Yeah, but I turned around and said the best game you can give Wolverine is a brawler or a hack and slash.
Yeah, I'm curious as how that comes. Like, I mean, the Origins Wolverine game that was out on 360 and shit. That was a really good Wolverine game. It was fun.
Yeah, it was better than the fucking movie.
Yeah, it was absolutely better than the movie.
But yeah, the one I will say is at least this gives cadence. This gives cadence to the fact that the Insomniac verse might be fucking real.
Yeah, I think so. That's gonna be interesting.
Could be. I mean, we need a third IP from Marvel on them.
I have a theory. I have a theory now. I know the Xbox guys will not like. Some Xbox guys won't like to hear this, but like if this is where they are going. And Insomniac can pull it off. I feel like this could be a winner for them. If they're doing Wolverine now, they could do other mutants later, and we could be working towards an X-Men game.
That'll be sick. I'll be there. I like X-Men.
Let's do that.
With X-Men and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man has been a part of the X-Men before, so that the crossover has already got roots.
Would that game have to be multiplayer though? I think it would have to be. I don't think that'd be as fun as a single player game.
I would want some co-op. That's one thing they have to evolve in Insomniac.
We could actually get the Avengers game that we deserved.
Oh yeah,
if that comes.
Hey, maybe Insomniac can do it. Can I go next because I'm already on my moral. I give the show a 5.
Whoa, that's harsh.
I mean, 6 ain't much better, bro. It's mid.
I don't know, man. 5 is harsh. Go ahead, elaborate.
Yeah,
I gotta know.
Hear me the reason why. The reason why is because Jube already clapped onto the point. This, and I said this. Reggie was with me when I said this. This show was going to be 70% of the reason why I would buy a PlayStation 5 in the next 12 months. They gave me no reason to buy one in the next 12 months, which is why I've got to say. It's done nothing to give them new fans because I will not buy another. I have no reason to buy a PlayStation 5 until like early 2023 or mid 2023. I have no fucking reason to because I did the math.
Well, Horizon's in the spring if you're into that, but if you want to wait for God of War, you got to wait 2023.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Well, Horizon's kind of mid, so.
Horizon. I haven't even played the first one, so I've got real no inkling to want to play the second one. God of War is like God of War, Spider-Man, and Wolverine are literally the only things that have my interest, aside from Demon Souls. That's because I'm a fucking sadomasochist.
What about
Returnal? Returnal is I can. It's a new IP. Like I can give or take. It's not the reason why I'm returning to. I would want to return to PlayStation.
I see what you mean.
I need a reason to return to it, and then I can experience all of the new things like Demon Souls, like Returnal. Like I need a reason, and Returnal, though it's cool, is a unknown to me.
So you're waiting for a console seller, like for you.
I'm about to say by the time they give you that,
it's God of War. You gotta wait for God of War. That's basically.
Yeah, if you wait for God of War to release, it sounds like you could have 6 games.
Exactly, that's my point.
That's the best way to do it, honestly. If you got, I mean, I bit because I wanted to play Returnal and Demon Souls, but like for you, that's your console seller would be God of War. That's fair. That's what I was gonna do until I wanted to.
My console seller would be that because then I've turned around and said God of War. I honestly, to my heart, believe God of War is going to be the last PlayStation 4 first party game they release.
It better be because I'm tired of wondering, what could have been because they have to tone shit down because it has to still play on PS4.
Let me quickly go down the list. So I would say the last thing that made me pop as hard as seeing KOTOR was when fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin returned to pro wrestling. Like that's the last time I popped so goddamn hard. They're being now. Because I saw what you posted as well. They're being very specific when they say it is exclusive to the PlayStation 5. They're now being very specific about it. So it's seeming like it's going to be because when it says exclusive console exclusive at launch, that wording is that wording has wiggle room to say that it could be coming out on other consoles because it just says console exclusive at launch. Right.
Which is similar wording to shit like the Medium and shit like it's like console launch exclusive. It's those words.
But now they just said exclusive to the PlayStation 5.
They are removing that wiggle room. So if it does come out, then people need to take fucking Sony's kneecaps if it comes out for Xbox.
It does.
I will add this though. I will add this. To anybody, and this is me being the fair, just person that I am. If anybody is crying foul at this shit with KOTOR,
you can't.
But was pointing and Nelson laughing because of then you can fuck right off.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. Because Elder Scrolls is being taken away.
And Fallout and Doom.
Oh yeah, I forgot all of that.
That's totally different. That's an acquisition versus purchasing a license.
Nah, that's literally the same thing.
Still money exchanging hands for IP.
Bro, you're not
but here's the thing: Sony doesn't own KOTOR though. Xbox owns all those IPs.
They are the ones.
They did not buy it from Disney.
They don't have the IP. They don't own. They can't do shit with that.
But it's still an exchange of money.
Yeah,
it is, but it comes down to ownership. If Disney comes out and says, "Hey, we fucking want KOTOR on Xbox," Sony has to do it because they don't own the IP.
I don't think
they can. They don't own the IP. They don't have a say.
If PlayStation fronted enough of the bill and it is in the contract, Disney would not be able to do that unless they
But hold on.
Unless they reimburse Sony the entirety of that.
Does Disney not have it? Disney is valued at more than Sony is.
But hold on.
Sony can't say no.
Hold on. Dante. That is true. It would be the case if it was like Wolverine and staying on PS5, but it's also going to PC. So that's like why would Sony want it to be on PC if they had all control?
There also was. But here's the thing though. That to me, I'm very curious if the PC version is done by
Sony.
Your boy, what was that?
Nexus?
Yeah, if it's done by those,
then
it kind of makes me wonder: are they trying to move more towards PlayStation? Because the fact that they announced that that the Uncharted series is coming to PC as well kind of makes me wonder: has there now been a paradigm shift? Are we now seeing that Sony is now open to the idea of putting
Like,
IPs.
Sony was doing all
They
that.
hired a port. They bought a
might as well
port
just develop
studio.
the game themselves.
Yeah, they bought a port studio. So that, of course, you're gonna see more and more of this.
But I'm just saying, if
Yeah,
they're
but
gonna be
this
doing all that, then
Uncharted-
they might as well.
Right.
They might as well own the damn
So,
studio. They might
right,
as well
but
make the game themselves instead of ask for doing it.
But that's not gonna.
That's a good
That's not
question.
gonna sell me. That's not gonna sell me a PS5 because it's coming to PC. Project Eve, one of the few games that did impress me, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Because I need me some hack and slash. Like I've heard all of the Bayonetta comparisons, and I will say this till I'm blue in the fucking face, and I become a goddamn blueberry. Bayonetta was not original. It's not the first one to do the fucking sexy bollocks. I mean, for fuck's sake, there's shit like X-Blade out there as well. It's nothing original under the goddamn sun about Bayonetta. Aside from the fact that it got a cult following. I love Bayonetta, I really do, but I fucking hate the comparison. I do agree that maybe taking this out maybe a bit too seriously, but I also love I love the monster designs. I'm just glad I'm getting another hack and slash, but Project Eve is not an exclusive either.
Nope.
It's coming to all platforms.
Yep.
And it's coming, I believe it's coming to PC day and date.
Yep.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I'll say this: it looks better than fucking Borderlands 1. I won't lie. I just played Borderlands. I finished it this weekend. If anybody knows my rating, my rating scale, I gave it a fucking I gave it a rental.
Damn.
I gave it a fucking low matinee.
First one?
One or two?
Yeah, the first one.
First one wasn't that great.
One was bad. One was bad. Two is amazing.
I keep hearing that. I keep fucking hearing that. But like I said, I just don't think the first Borderlands is all that it's fucking cracked up to be. And at least Tiny Tina's Wonderlands at least looks like it's got a zany personality, unlike fucking Borderlands, that to me, no offense, outside of saying they've got a bazillion guns, has no fucking personality.
Yeah.
I think, okay, so what you're gonna see, and this is my opinion, they're gonna bring what they got from 3, which is the guns in 3 are fucking insane. You're gonna see them in Tiny Tina DLC. With the characters as well, and that's going to be fucking amazing.
But again, that's a multiplayer, so not selling it for me. Forspoken, timed exclusive, but Forspoken actually looks good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's as fast paced as it seems. I hope they don't pull a fucking Platinum Games and
slow it down.
This looks good, but we're gonna fucking slow it down. Slow it way down. And I said this to Reggie. Some of the magic, I'm hoping that some of the magic is you can actually put it together yourself. For example, in the trailer, you could see her produce a water attack that brought them together, and then an ice attack. I'm hoping that those. I'm doubting it, but I hope that is 2 separate spells that you can do together instead of it all being just one spell you do with one combination. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But either way, looks good. But not exclusive. Tom Clancy's Extraction. I'm actually looking forward to that. But again, multiplat. GTA 5, and I will read you exactly what I have written here. GTA 5, for fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake.
That's everybody in the world except for GTA fans. GTA's on PS5. I already bought it 6 times. I'll buy it again.
The worst part about it is I knew it was fucking coming, but it still pissed me off seeing it.
It's gonna be the next show too. You already know. What it is.
It will be.
You know what's even worse? They could have just ported over Red Dead Redemption 2, and people would have accepted that more than fucking GTA 5.
Absolutely would. I would have absolutely took that. I would have took that. Because I'm just tired of GTA. I would love a next-gen version of Red Dead. I'll take that.
I mean, yeah.
Ghostwire. I put these together because I'm convinced that Ghostwire Tokyo is going to be the last ever Bethesda game on PlayStation.
It is the last one.
But we have Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. I feel sorry for Deathloop because I'm probably not going to buy it for a really, 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 really fucking long time, despite the fact that the reviews are coming out that it's a fucking smash hit.
Yep.
Because I'm fucking sick of that game. I don't know who mentioned it last podcast, but but I pretty much have seen enough. I've had that game shoved down my throat enough fucking times that my gag reflexes are kicking in, and I'm fucking sick of it. But Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm glad we saw more of it. I still don't know what the fuck I'm looking at, but I'm very intrigued. I'm already getting that day and date. But none of them are exclusive. The timed exclusive, and I think Ghostwire was day and date PC as well.
All those are PC. Yep.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, except GTA 5, you guys are finally getting the fucking PC version. What is it? Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Trash.
No, I will say this right now.
Trash. Like, go ahead.
It looked better than the fucking Square Enix showcase at E3.
It does look a little better, but it's still.
There are
Square
some
Enix.
cool looking moments.
I
sure.
mean, the formula's gonna be the same, dude.
Oh no! I turned around and said,
Montreal.
I think Reggie agreed with me because he said when we were watching it, you know, Dante, I think you're right. I think they were showing the Switch version last time because this one actually looked better. But again, multiplayer. By the way, my condolences to the Vampire the Masquerade fucking fans out there that you had to see your shit like Sonny Corleone with Blood Hunt, a fucking early access battle fucking royale with a fully functioning battle pass system and store.
Hold on. Did they pivot to that, or are they still not gonna make Masquerade 2?
That's an additional game. This is something else.
Okay.
And what I hope is that game isn't. I hope that game isn't a money grab just to build up funds.
It's 100%.
That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
It's an absolute money grab. I'm gonna fucking say it now, and I have no fucking interest.
I'm still gonna play Masquerade 2. Hopefully, comes out.
Hopefully, it actually fucking comes out.
Yeah.
By the way, Reggie, you were right. Actually, Kid Amnesia Exhibit is actually a collaboration between the band Radiohead and Epic.
I knew it.
And apparently it's got something to do with their next, Radiohead's next 2 albums, apparently. So, I mean, what we could be looking at is a visual experience kind of game. Maybe, but I didn't see anything on this to form any kind of opinion, and it might be an exclusive. Which Blood Hunt looks like it's actually going to be an exclusive, I think, but it's already on early access PC. By the way, Guardians of the Galaxy multiplat, obviously. Chia looks cute as hell. It really does. But if I want to buy it, if I want to get it, I might as well just get it on my PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
What else? Uncharted remasters. I said this exact. These are my words exactly. Uncharted remasters, console exclusive and coming to PC. About fucking time. Next stop day and date release.
Yep.
GT7 exclusive to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. I have in brackets here. I'm sure Kofi is giggling right now. Marvel's Wolverine was a big shock. I will give them that.
Big shock.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Really happy about that. I will say this about this as well. I saw somebody make a tweet about how the trailer was misleading because it made it look like it was a co-op, and I'm just saying, no, you're just looking for an excuse to bitch.
No.
Yeah,
I thought it was a co-op. I didn't bitch. I congratulated Drew Murray because he's an Insomniac guy. I was like, yo, this look dope. I mean, it looks like it might be co-op. It looks like it could be. It would be cool if you could, but that's a lot of work. Co-op is a lot of work. Yeah, co-op is a lot of work.
Yeah, I said it. I said it would have been cool. In fact, I even turned around and said, if they do go a single player route, what would be cool is if it's one of those Batman Arkham Knight situations where Batman's fighting with Nightwing, and when you do a special move, you switch immediately over to playing as Nightwing.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
That would be cool, but I feel like they might just be going for the normal level structure of like, okay, half of the game is with Miles, half of the game is with Peter, or you're switching between.
You know what, Dante, real quick. You know what that reminds me of? Rift Apart. You know how
Rift Apart.
They already kind of did that.
No.
Yeah. Ratchet and Rivet.
Yeah, well, with this, it's obviously going to be an open world. So,
right. But I mean, like how they had 2 different stories.
And then for Ragnarok, I love the trailer. I love the trailer. It looks interesting. Unfortunately, I think they showed way too much. like as far as story wise, because
Yeah.
I mean, I did not need to know that Tor is alive.
Yep.
That they go ahead and say they mention how Tor is dead, but Odin is apparently making it very hard for people to find Tor if he is dead. Tor is alive. It's like, bitch,
It's
you
not
just spoiled
Thor,
something
it's
that could have
Tyr.
been.
Are you
Fuck,
saying Thor or Tyr?
Tyr.
Tyr, sorry.
Yeah,
You mean Tyr?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
Tyr.
Tyr.
I mean, it's weird seeing him alive because he's definitely dead as a doornail in books. So
Yeah.
But my point is like he could have that could have been a good fucking reveal, but now you just had to fucking spoil it. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, like there are less than a handful of exclusives, and like only 3 of them I give a shit about, and and they're coming out like late 2022 to like late 2023. So that's why I have no issue with the CG trailers like for Wolverine and like Spider-Man.
First reveal.
There's a reason. Exactly. It's like it's the first reveal of it. I don't mind a tease. I don't mind something like that as a first reveal.
Yeah.
But the next trailer you bring out has to be like with gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't mind you tickling my tail at first, but like it gets boring after a while. Aside from them failing to convince me to purchase a PlayStation, what bugs the fuck out of me most is no launch windows. Like I'm not even asking for I'm not asking for exact dates. I'm asking for fucking launch windows. Like when's God of War coming out? Because they didn't fucking say.
No, but it's gonna be late 22, early 23, I'd imagine.
I would say late 2022 as well, but it's like why couldn't like I know and I've always said this. I know the game industry is forever changing. Like there may be delays, but that's why I say give me a launch year then, because then that gives you a lot of wiggle room. Like if you are projecting like early 2023, but then something happens, you need to delay it to like mid to late 2023. Then it's still 2023. You've not technically lied to me.
Right. I think Wolverine's 24. Did they give a date for that?
No, they didn't say. But my theory is I'm not gonna lie, 2023, considering Spider-Man 2 is 2023. Also, I'm very fucking surprised about the amount of confusion that Venom is the goddamn antagonist of Spider-Man 2, and Harry Osborn is Venom. I don't understand why people are so confused, because I question, did y'all motherfuckers actually play and finish Marvel Spider-Man?
The game. I don't think it's Harry. It's
No, it is Harry Osborn.
Yeah, it is. No, it is Harry. It's his son. Yeah, it absolutely is. They showed it, like, literally, you see, like,
At the end of the fucking game.
Yeah, like, you see it go, like...
they have been teasing that since the end of Marvel Spider-Man back in 2017.
All right, I'll play Spider-Man. God damn it,
bro! We're game sharing. You can play it. Stop fronting.
So yeah, I question why people were fucking surprised by that. I
need a PlayStation game sharing, buddy.
I need that rock y'all been living under, because I could use a good fucking sleep.
You have Kofi, bro.
Yeah, why aren't you in Kofi sharing? I figured that would be a thing.
I thought I already it was.
Long-winded just up on the side, like, hey, what's up?
Long-winded
Japanese and shit.
Some of mine you can play in English too, but I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dante.
Yeah, sorry. Long-winded as fuck, but I just needed to go through all of them to give you like my reasons why this is a 5 out of 10, because of the fact that they came in with less than a handful. 2 of them are indies. Like I see, I'm still waiting for these 5, because I'm just curious. Is anybody taking Omar's kneecaps for his predictions and just being completely off fucking kilter?
He explained himself. He gave the show a 6, so that's
he gave the show a 6. So
that's the only saving grace. If you said any higher than that,
if he had capped for this show, it'd be different. But he was
I guess I just got no mercy in me. But like I said, there's only like 3, 4, 5 games. Like there's like 5 exclusives, 6 exclusives. They didn't come with anything, and a lot of the shit we've already seen. like we've already, like I said, we've already seen Tiny Tina's Wonderland earlier this year.
Mhm.
Like that was at E3. We already saw Extraction at E3.
Yep.
We saw Deathloop too many fucking times. We saw Guardians of the Galaxy at E3. Like we've seen so much of this before that there was nothing new to excite me. There was nothing to convince me to buy a PlayStation 5. Like in the next 12 months. Like that's why I have to give it a 5 because of all of that.
Fair enough.
Fun GTA 5. God damn it.
Yeah. Before I go to Reggie, real quick, Cali Rex is asking Omar and Kofi, have you heard about Little Big Planet servers? I think in PlayStation 3 being shut down. Like, he wants your quick thoughts on that.
I think I just saw that, but it's like, is it Little Big Planet? Oh,
yeah, it is.
To understand, it's a security issue, which is a shame. Like, what I would be most disappointed seeing that is there are some really cool worlds out there. I'm going to give a quick shout out to myself because at least I didn't spend a lot of time on Little Big Planet 3, but Little Big Planet 1 was my thing. I got the platinum in that game. One of the hardest trophies in that game was you had to have 50 people play a level that you created, and I think you had to have like some interactions, like people had to heart it or something. And I made the worst, ugliest level, but I was like, please help me. Shout out to me.
If you're one of those people that's doing worlds on Little Big Planet, man, you got no chance of asking at least 2 people to play your worlds, because anybody who does that ain't got no friends.
I that was the thing. Like way back in the day, this is like PlayStation Network was still in its infancy. It's like 2008, right? PSN's 2 years old or a year old. But anyway, a lot of those worlds were backwards compatible throughout the other games. I know that all the games are available in 2. I'm fairly sure you can still go back to them in 3. So if some of the older games are dropping off, even actually I'm seeing the 3. It looks like it was also dropped off. You're gonna lose a lot of the legacy stuff. There's some fantastic worlds, like people with actual talent that spent time on that stuff. That's definitely a shame, and it definitely brings to the forefront of like, I really want to see Media Molecule try to do something with all of these things that they've created in the past. Maybe integrate them together in some way. Like, okay, Dreams can go to PC, that's great, but I think like having Little Big Planet in a Dreams version of the game would be awesome. Then everything's together, their entire legacies in one space. They have this amazing engine. Why not?
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. 100%. All right. Let me see. Let me go to Pharaoh because I know you're watching the game. What's your take on the show?
Well, I kind of went into it like we talked about it before the show even started, and based on my criteria before the show is that I needed to know exactly what we were getting between now and holiday season of next year. So to me, the show was highly disappointing. I gave it a 4 out of 10.
Damn.
I did see a lot of things that I liked, but as a consumer, you're basically telling me that I'm not getting anything from you first party wise. I mean, you showed me Forspoken, which is cool. 1 year exclusive. Project Eve, that's a multi-plat. Tokyo Ghostwire looks interesting, but it's still like one of those games where it's like, it looks cool, but I don't know what it is yet. Wolverine, definitely going to be big whenever that comes.
Okay. All right. Well, you stepped away. Let me finish your thoughts.
Yeah, I stepped away because
yeah.
I'm back.
All right.
But Spider-Man, that looked cool. I'm interested in the fact that Venom might be in the game, because if Venom's there, then Carnage is probably there. So that'll be good to see. Like I said, I felt like this show was the mirror image of, in my eyes, of the Xbox Game Showcase last year, where Xbox gave you the future of Xbox before the Xbox Series X even launched.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like the show was a year too late, and that's why my rating is so low. Like, if you were gonna tell me that all these games were coming out, you should have told me that like a year ago. I need to know what's coming out now. I already own the system. I want to play games. Like, I don't want to know what's coming out in 2023, 2024. Like, it's cool that I know, like, and it's awesome to see that, but it's all CGI. So, it's that's why the rating is so low. KOTOR and all that. It looks cool, but we have no idea when any of this stuff is coming out. Like we don't have any idea whatsoever. So it's just like it's the equivalent of showing me the Fable trailer last year. I was like, oh, I'm excited about that they're making a new Fable, but I don't know when
I disagree, man. You gotta have at least a mixture of both, right? Like for me, like having to know that you've been waiting. I've been waiting for Fable for a long fucking time.
But we didn't get a mixture of both. From Xbox, we got a little bit of a mixture of both, but Halo ultimately got delayed.
Yeah.
We got a mixture of both, but from this show from PlayStation, we didn't get that at all. We didn't get any like real first party drops outside of Gran Turismo 7, and that game didn't impress.
Were you looking at exclusives or are you looking at first party?
It's on first party.
Like, does Deathloop not count?
Deathloop doesn't count to me because we already knew it was coming out this week.
Right. Okay.
So, and you already did a state of play. What was it, a month ago?
Yeah, they had all Deathloop.
Where Deathloop was the premier game. Like that was the main event for your state of play. They even said it prior to the state of play.
Okay.
So that doesn't really resonate with me for this show.
Yeah.
To me, this show was your E3 show, and the way I'm thinking about it is, if you would have shown this at E3, side by side with everything else that every other developer showed, where would you kind of rank? And if that was shown at E3,
it would have been dog water.
Crushed, just like all the other shows.
Would have been dog water.
No,
I disagree with that. What show did have Wolverine and KOTOR in the same show?
It doesn't matter. It can't compare to the Xbox show. Like, fuck that. And there's no dates.
Like, the Ubisoft show was better than that. The Xbox show
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree that the Ubisoft show was better than that. Like the Nintendo Xbox and Ubisoft showing were better. The only biggest weakness of that Ubisoft showcase was the end with Avatar, because who the fuck gives a shit about Avatar?
I actually like Avatar. But
fuck off at FC. No one can you anywhere.
Avatar also, so I don't know if I'll play the game, but I like the movie.
I did like with Pocahontas with aliens. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
But I do agree, because give me a second, because we're talking about like pure showcasing of what each company has to offer going down the road. Like
one of the biggest games they showed was a Ubisoft game. One of the biggest games they showed was a Ubisoft game.
Yeah, because we had Extraction, Rocksmith Plus, which they are a software company. Riders Republic, Rainbow Six Siege coming to the game. Just Dance, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. They had TV stuff. Far Cry 6 and the other Far Cry thing. Mario & Rabbids Spark of Hope, and Avatar. They showed what the future of Ubisoft is going to be.
I don't think that
they're just trying to sell. They're just trying to sell you games.
I don't think Ubisoft is better than this show. It's none of this games you mentioned makes me want to go play a Ubisoft game. So we got to keep it a little some capping going on. If anything, I know
there's some cap.
No, but there's one thing for sure. It's not better than the Xbox show. It's just one. Sure, Omar, you rated it higher, so there you go. You already just
okay.
Got your knees for that.
It's not even better than the Nintendo one.
To give you my point, why I rated it higher, because I never gave a fuck about the Xbox show. I had absolutely zero expectations.
You hate Xbox. The sooner you admit it,
I don't hate Xbox. I just don't give a fuck about them.
But based on the show, with the pacing and the games, it was a better show. Like, we got to stop the cap.
But not when it comes to the game. No, absolutely not.
You mentioned... Hold on. Time out. Omar, no, it doesn't. You mentioned KOTOR, which you have never played. And you're trying to say that outdoes...
But I can...
Skyrim?
I never played... And I never played... what's called... Alan Wake, and I'm thinking about buying that. Again, games that I want to play.
Because it's on
Show
PlayStation.
me games I want to play, and I will play them.
Yeah, that's all it cares about, because it's on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's where I gotta get you, because it's on PlayStation.
Fallen Order?
No, he hasn't. And he's capping for KOTOR. That's what I'm saying.
So you going cap for KOTOR and you haven't played Fallen Order?
Fallen Order is the second best Star Wars game. It's good.
The demo.
In my
Did
opinion.
this man just say he played the demo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on, like, I mean,
It's not on PlayStation. If it was just PlayStation, he would be capping for it.
No, I just played it and I
like
felt
the best Star Wars game to come out in the past decade.
Yes, it is. It's the second best.
when I think Star Wars, I don't think what's called a la Dark Souls game. Like, no, if I want to play Dark Souls, I'm gonna play Dark Souls.
But
Like,
it's
That's
not.
a Dark Souls type game.
It's
it is.
difficult. No, well, no, I hate that. Like, it's got-
It is very close to it,
it's
but
got
it's not
elements,
exactly
but-
there.
It's
yeah,
not,
it's got
man.
it's
a little
got
bit.
elements, but
If
it's
you
not.
if you think of a Star Wars game with Jedis, how do you want the combat to feel like? I feel like it was the closest you could get to that. They did a great job.
I would say it's the closest since. I need to go back and look at Jedi Academy, but I would say it's probably
Academy
the
was fun,
closest
but
there.
the combat was better.
Okay. When I think I was talking to you with UFC before the show. When the best Star Wars game I played goes to Star Wars Unleashed. I fucking love Star Wars Unleashed.
And Jedi is better, like a lot, like by a lot.
Dude, not what comes to
When it comes to
just
just
that's
like-
my opinion.
We are getting off topic, but we got to go. Sorry, Amedius Helsing.
My
But
son plays Force Unleashed still, and that game is trash.
real quick, Cam McNair was like, Xbox show was better, no debate. But that doesn't mean the PlayStation show was trash. For me, I gave it a 7. It's not trash. It's just not better because there was more games. At least for me, obviously it's subjective.
Now you see, I didn't say
That-
the show was trash.
that was
gave it a
released.
4 out of 10 because it didn't provide
Your
what I
qualification. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gave it a 5 because it failed on 2 fundamental levels for me, and that was giving me a reason to buy a PlayStation 5 in the next 12 months, which
Right.
it didn't. I probably won't be buying one till like late 2023, and they barely gave any fucking release windows.
And then for me, you could go after Kofi, and I want Reggie to comment this. I have a PlayStation 5, so for me, when I saw KOTOR, which is a big hit, I've already played it, but I'm curious to revisit it. Still iffy about the developer. Wolverine is big because I like X-Men. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan, but I do like X-Men. I'm hoping they make hopefully Cyclops or something show up. And God of War. That's it. That's really the only thing that would like gravitate me to the show. Other than that, it's like Forspoken. Like, yeah, I will play that, but was it like I already knew about that? Like the new stuff that we haven't seen, and well, we have seen God of War, but those are the things that like excite you for the show. Usually the new stuff. So I disagree with Farrell there. You have to have a mix, and having games out in the future, you have to get your fan base something to look forward to, because especially with PlayStation, it was kind of bleak for a while. We didn't know anything. Now we know what 2023 at 2022 to 2033 looks like, and then even in the future, Wolverine
what
in 24.
2023 and beyond looks like.
Right. Kind of, but you get some type of roadmap that you could develop in your mind, right? Yeah. And that's better than not knowing anything.
And like really quick, I just wanted to give Pharaoh, I do give you credit because I think you're being critical of the show specifically and what was announced at the show. Some of the things that like you would have expected, like let's say we reverse this video that we saw last Thursday and put it at E3. A lot more things that would have gotten us excited would have been included. We might have had more things about Kenna. We might have had things about Horizon and the gameplay there. And there's a bunch of other things that could have added to that.
Yeah,
like
that would have been.
I will even add.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, what if they had like? What if they had like?
I will even add to that a game like what's called that Star-Lord, what's the name?
Star-Lord?
Guardian of the Galaxy. Would not have been showcased because Square Enix would have already done that. So instead of would have something else.
At all, because there were shows that were shown. There were games that were shown at the developer show, and it showed at the platform show as well. It did happen. So that
thing that they could have done, I think it would be interesting. Maybe this is like
every year.
But really quick, that would have been interesting. I think they could have done is they typically like to announce new IPs, like they typically like to announce new studio acquisitions with a game. So if let's say that this rumored Wipeout remake was being made by Firesprite, they could have been like, "Here's a quick gameplay trailer of Wipeout," and people would be like, "Oh my gosh!" And that'd been really cool. And then they could save whatever VR stuff they may be doing for that game, which I'm really highly suspecting later on. But now, to Pharaoh's point, it's all stripped out. right? Horizon's out by itself. Death Stranding's own thing is by itself. Kenna's by itself. Sifu's by itself. So you have to like go to these different blog points.
I see what you mean. Yeah, if it was a combined show instead of doing it separately, it would pack into a better E3 show. Which I agree. Like if they had the Sifu, had Horizon, had Death Stranding, whatever, and all those other stuff into a show, a full E3 show, it would do better. But the Ubisoft, that's way cap. It might have been on par with Nintendo.
It would have been a 7 to 8 to me if that were the case. If they showcased it in the manner that Kofi's talking about.
Yeah.
Which makes it a good show. Would make it good. It's still a good show to me, but it would make a good show for you if it meets that.
It would have made it a good show for me, but based on what they showed,
and like Forspoken,
40 minutes.
Yeah, and of course, maybe we see Final Fantasy 16 on the 30th at TGS, and you know, Square Enix wanted to do that for Japanese fans, and I get it. But I mean, I guess I'm looking at it also like at least there are games coming out. It's just those games weren't incorporated to the show,
That's
so
true.
it's like, But,
Fair enough. All right, last but not least, man, Reggie, man, what's your take on this, man?
Well, I think everybody made a lot of good points. I particularly didn't mind the show. I think Kofi kind of hit the nail on the head of what I was thinking. The challenge is that not everybody's just doing their own thing. And for years, we've been conditioned to people doing really, really big things as opposed to a bunch of smaller things. So it's harder to judge them as, well, it's not harder. You judge them based on whatever criteria you want to have. But I still kind of look at them as a whole. And then I look at it as the industry as a whole. So like from ratings wise, it was like, for me, 8 out of 10, because one of the first, I got excited. And, you know, I was like, I think it was the first PlayStation showcase in a while that I got excited for. And it was things like seeing Spider-Man and Venom, and seeing Wolverine, although I'm not the hugest Wolverine fan, like, I'm sure they'll do fine with it. And getting, like, you know, I didn't run into the issues with Deathloop and GTA. Like, from the general point, you gotta pay bills, right? Like, that's the commercial break between the beginning and the end of the show, and like, it's just a commercial. Like, we still have those things, so I don't really mind them too much. KOTOR was a huge surprise because I've never played it before, so I'm really excited to finally be able to play KOTOR. I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be fairly different than the original was.
Yeah.
So you know, we're gonna find out about that. God of War, you know, for a game that I you know, stand by, was like, I don't know, maybe we could just walk away from this universe, but it's cool to see it back. I agree with Dante. I think they spoiled some things with Tyr. Probably should have left him by the wayside.
Yeah.
And you know, anything that gets the internet in a frenzy, I'm kind of here for. So I'm here for Fat Thor, and Black Loki's wife. So I'm like,
I guess you know the racism was out in full force.
Yeah, the racism.
I think they kind of forced those spoilers in because they were trying to make the show hit. They were trying to make sure that, like,
talking points,
you had that excitement. Yeah.
And there's a point, I guess, you have to think about, like, the God of War was 2018.
Yeah.
So like, you just got to remember what the heck's going on. Like, it's like, you know, it's kind of a recap thing. Like, I haven't been with these people in the last like 4 years, man. I don't know what I know Kratos got a son, Atreus, and like, that's about as far as I can remember. Like, I couldn't name you all of the people he killed. I know some of them. Baldur, right, was like the sort of main antagonist.
He's the only. He's technically the only one that he did kill.
Baldur.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't the brothers?
Actually,
four
sons. Yeah, he also killed
Thor's sons.
Yeah, 4 sons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also killed the queen. I mean the Harpy queen before he.
Oh, you mean the Valkyrie Queen? Well, I mean, no, he did. Well, I mean, technically, if you really want to get technical, he didn't kill Freya because she's technically the Valkyrie Queen. But the stand-in one, yes. But
yeah, the stand-in one.
If that really does come back as a thing, considering that was just one big giant long side quest.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I feel it's a nice side quest to do. But you know, so like, as long as that Loki's wife is black, I'll be here for God of War. I like it. I like that type of stuff.
Dope hairstyle.
Yeah. So like, you know, otherwise, if I look at Project Eve, it's just Bayonetta to me. It's a nice which isn't a bad thing. Like when I say that, I'm just like, at first glance, this looks almost shot for shot like Bayonetta, to the point where like they're both using, Christian lore as their sort of like enemies and battle types. Is that like, and only a few games even utilize Christian lore to begin with.
Yeah.
And Bayonetta is arguably the largest one to ever do it. So when you see the enemies, the seraphs with wings or multiple eyes, like those are like the Hebrew biblical versions of what angels look like, not white dudes with wings. So like I'm here for it, but it just reminds me of Bayonetta. But again, we don't know when Bayonetta 3 is coming out, so this is a great game to have until I can play Bayonetta.
Yeah. Whet the appetite as you say.
This is a good appetizer before the main meal, and heck, maybe it might even be more than that. So I'm willing to give it a shot, but like, it's Bayonetta, guys. Like, just look at it. It looks like Bayonetta. That's fine. Everything else, I can't remember the name of it, but the Islander game looks cute.
Chia.
Yeah. That looks cute. So that looks kind of fun. Definitely something I would play. So I'm here with that. I'm standing on Guardians of the Galaxy, so I watch it's gonna be great, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it's."
Reg, have you played Bugsnax yet?
You know what? I completely forgot it existed.
Camping. That's what.
Completely forgot it existed.
Exactly.
But why I think Guardians, I think it nails
his first game.
Right, it should have been his
what
first
was my
game.
first PS5? I don't know what my first PS5 game was.
Oh, you have a PS5 already?
Yeah, he has it.
I've been at a PS5.
Yeah, and then guess what he hasn't played? Bugsnax.
You're kind of like the only person here who doesn't actually own one at the moment.
No, I actually got the platinum.
Yeah, I think you are the. Yeah, you are the one. Everyone else has a PS5 here.
So I think what Guardians of the Galaxy is doing is nailing the characters. I think what they learned from Avengers,
they do look more closely resembled. I'll give you that.
I said, don't make them look like the guys from the movies, because everybody's going to run up against that. Just make them look like, they look like anybody. Like they already have looks, so he doesn't have to look like Chris Pratt, because he looked like something before he was Chris Pratt.
Yeah, why don't you just go off the comic books?
Yeah, and there are various comic books you can go on. Just pick an artist and like make that style.
There you
go. And so I think they're nailing it. They seem to be kind of fun, raunchy, and like I think that's part of what made the original Spider-Man work. And like it's a technically good game, but like you've got to nail who this character is. And so it's Peter spending time at Feast. It's Peter like acknowledging Miles. It's like the small things where Peter is telling Miles like, you kind of got to be smart in order to understand to be Spider-Man. These like little things that like that's what makes a Peter Parker, not just a dude who can swing in webs. Hopefully they nail it with Wolverine once again. Like I think he'll be a bit harder, but I think they'll be able to do it. Hopefully.
The game is confirmed to have mature tone, and it's a full-blown game.
I don't think a Wolverine story has to be mature. It certainly helps, just because he's got a bit of a darker past, and like
you're the first person I hear say that.
It has to be, bro. That's like making a rated PG Deadpool.
Like, a lot of people
for the combat portion.
Sewing his mouth shut.
Also, a lot of people were first introduced to Wolverine on the X-Men cartoon, which was not mature.
That's true. That's what I was first introduced to.
A lot of people.
Dad, I'm sorry, but I'm
that's
gonna. True, there was a lot of mature themes inside of the original X-Men TV show. Like there was
barely.
Like
back mature themes, but
the show was. Exactly, and even still mature themes, but it still didn't have Wolverine slicing people up, which is what people really want. What they want to see is Wolverine put his claws into people and blood come out.
Well, that's why we got Logan.
Yeah,
that's what everybody wants, but like a lot of people weren't introduced to him that way.
But a lot of people have been recently, though.
They have been, because like Logan and the movies, and so it's certainly fine. I'm just saying, you don't have to make things ultra violent to tell a good story. But I'll admit, the Wolverine lends himself just to that. He's a good character to do if you want to jump out of like the punchy Spider-Man, and like
Bruh,
I'm ready to like cut some dudes up.
It's like making Punisher, and then like instead of bullets, you shoot flowers and shit. Like, come on, man.
I mean, it's true, but like, you know, sure, yes, I get it. So like, it's just, you know, it's one of those things. So what I really enjoy is like PlayStation just seemed to, from a just general show spectacle, I think they're always good at that. They're good at showing spectacles.
Yeah.
And the pacing of like, you know, I'm what was it? Whenever Miles was announced, you know, to kick off a show like that with like Miles Morales was exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see. It's exciting to jump back into that universe. You know, I don't care for Uncharted. I'm just done with it.
Yep.
Like I know people like it. It's a fantastic game. I just think the series is done. I don't think there's any more story left to tell with
I
Nathan
actually
Drake.
agree with you, Reggie. And it's like one of my favorite IPs.
Yeah, like this is not saying Uncharted.
So you don't want an Uncharted 6?
No.
Revenge of the Booty?
It's actually Uncharted
just
5.
can't be
That's
Drake.
it.
Yeah, or at
don't
the
have
very
Drake.
least, it can't be Drake. Like I guess the world of Uncharted.
It's not
can
gonna
still
be
exist.
Drake. It's gonna be his daughter.
I've said it before.
Which is
You
fine.
could easily do like a whole new series. I don't care. You could call the first one something else and then have the subtitle an Uncharted story, like, or an Uncharted journey. You could subtitle it that, but start a whole new series in the same universe.
Uncharted
It's
6, Road to El Dorado.
It's what they fucking no, you laugh, but that would be they could fucking do it because I don't think they did they?
They did do El Dorado.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did do
I'm
what they
just
already did El Dorado.
Right? Because Shambhala's too.
Yeah.
El Dorado is the first one.
Oh no, yeah, El
Yeah, it
Dorado's
was
one.
the first
very
one.
first
First one.
It's,
You know,
it's a cursed statue. But yeah, I mean, it's what they should have done with The Last of Us. With The Last of Us, it should have been an anthology series.
I actually personally just don't want to see any more of The Last of Us. That to me, because Sony likes to lean towards a more cinematic experience, I tend to now view their games as cinematic experiences in the same way I would a movie.
Yeah.
Where like I certainly like being here, but I'm like, we don't necessarily have to keep doing this again. I am really happy that there's a Matrix 4. I don't really think we need to revisit the world of the Matrix anymore. I thought we were done with it. Like, it was great for what it was, and like we're just here now. It's the same thing people are pushing up, I think, now with Marvel movies. We're like, all right, well, how long are we going to stay in this world with these people?
Forever.
It's just a lot, and it seems like forever. Like
they gotta milk that shit to the bone.
Like, we will probably get 20 years worth of this one specific cinematic universe.
And they
Like, that's wild.
rebooted Spider-Man like 10 times within that period.
Yeah, I mean, even if you just start from Iron Man up, just from this specific one, because
That's a lot.
it's 10 years at 2018. So almost 11 years by the time we get to Infinity War. So that's 11 years of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
Jeez.
And not including any time he might show back up within the next probably 11 years will be with these people. And so, like, when I look at stuff like Uncharted, like, sure, you can do Uncharted on Last of Us, you can do it the exact same way they're doing Walking Dead. With the formula's already there. You just take, hey, well, what are the people doing in Montana or California or Texas? And it's like, okay, but because Naughty Dog is so good at creating rich, story-driven worlds, I'd much rather them do another one than just stay in this same world that we're in, because you're not going to tell me anything drastically new, I think, about the world of The Last of Us.
It's not
So,
gonna happen.
you think Uncharted story is finished? I mean, Last of Us story is finished for Ali and Abby?
I think
Absolutely.
the last,
Fuck that. I don't care about the characters. I don't care about the characters. I don't care about them
personally,
anymore.
it should have ended after the first one. Because the challenge is, particularly for these types of, like, any type of zombie media, the longer you stay in the world, the harder it is to defend the world you've built, because now questions start to arise that you didn't have to answer before.
Just like
And
with Joel.
there's
Just
no
like
way
with
to.
Joel.
There's no way to. Yeah. There's no way to expand this. Like, it's fucked. Everything is fucked.
Exactly. Like,
There's no
because
cure being worked on. Like, everything is fucked. There's nowhere to
Right.
go from here.
And because otherwise,
Survive.
what people are looking for is the quote unquote, but everybody seems to reject, is the happy ending.
Yeah, they
If you're
can't
looking for
go
the
with
cu-
that. They can't go with the happy
If you're
ending
looking
now.
for the cure, you're looking for the happy ending.
Yeah. They can't
And
do
Last
it.
of Us isn't a game worried about happy endings.
Yeah.
Right.
It would go against
Sometimes-
all. It would go against all
Reminds
that
me
they
of
built
old
up.
Japanese movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's no because these are regular people. There's no cure. Like, and even if there was, like the smartest people are either already dead or working on it, and
It's-
the people we know aren't the smartest people.
Reg, it's the Game of Thrones ending. Like you don't want that.
Right.
Exactly.
You don't want
exactly.
that.
Well, you got to wrap it up.
I don't know
and
what
be
the Game of Thrones ending, but okay.
The problem is the ending of Game of Thrones makes sense, but it only makes sense when it's written fucking well. Hence why George is taking so fucking long with the books, because D&D are fucking hacks.
I guarantee you, he's not gonna go
He's not going to
with.
finish those books.
The ending is the exact fucking same. It's already been confirmed.
So he told him
to
to end it like that. Oh,
Yes!
George. Oh my.
Yeah, I think it was
ends
how
like
they.
that.
Yeah, it's how they got
Okay.
to.
All right. Fair enough.
Because
It's how they
felt like
fucking
were just
got
done.
to it. Like,
Yeah,
fair
yes,
enough.
Daenerys dies at the end of the book. Jon goes back to the
Spoiler.
north, and Bran ends up as the fucking as the wheelchair king, king of the cripples.
Yeah.
It just felt like it came out of nowhere.
Still lands flat even after you said.
Yeah, still land flat.
Yeah.
So, but like, to get back to the show, I did enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it. I am Spider-Man is probably my most anticipated one. Just because I like that world. I'm still convinced that Kraven is showing up somewhere, because that really did sound like Kraven interspliced with Venom speaking.
Not gonna lie, I don't know who Kraven is.
Kraven's a hunter. You don't know him?
He's
Like
the
I said,
immortal.
I'm not
I
big
believe
into Spider-Man.
Kraven isn't he immortal as well? He's the immortal. He's an immortal hunter.
I just know
Um,
Carnage.
In the years upcoming, I don't know what they changed him. His traditional backstory is like he's a hunter. Who
Oh,
found,
that
like,
Kraven. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
okay,
secrets
yeah,
of like
yeah,
Africa, or
Yeah,
insert
yeah.
any jungle country here, and like it gives them super strength, partially, basically probably immortality as well.
Yeah, I remember. Okay,
Um,
okay. Now
Kraven's actually a cool fucking character. He's actually
He's really he's actually
fucking
really
cool
dope.
character.
Yeah.
He's not, and the thing is with Kraven as well is if you write him well enough, like they did with Dr. Octavius,
You got the lion
Kraven.
name.
Kraven isn't actually in all intents and purposes. Kraven is not a villain. Like, he's not out to hurt innocent people. He's looking to basically find and hunt and find somebody worthy of him.
Yeah,
fair enough.
he's a hunter, and so Forspoken looks fun. I really don't know much about it. The chick, I kept seeing her. She's the chick from the most recent Charlie's Angels movies. So I don't know much about her, but like I think that's kind of cool. I like that it seems to be this sort of modern day person, fish out of water story. So she's kind of like I hate to bring up this movie, but like Black Knight, like Martin Lawrence, like it was like what happens when you take a guy and put him in medieval times, like what happens if you take this
It's like
chick?
It reminds me of the Netflix show. I think it's like with You're a Fairy. It reminds me of that. Like she got taken out of that world.
what they're doing
I feel like
is
it's
they're doing their own version on an isekai thing. Isekai is when you take a main character from the real world and put them in a fantasy universe. That's basically
the
it.
game.
Yeah, like
Gameplay looks good.
Yeah, the game
Yeah.
looks good.
But
No,
the
he's
gameplay looks
talking.
good. But the story is gonna be like that for me. Like, we'll see.
I think it's gonna have to hinge on that, because I mean, unfortunately, that's
story lands.
Yeah,
the
and
gameplay
that-
looks really good.
because unfortunately that's the Sony thing now, right? Like, is your story
Or
good?
Square. This is a Square game.
That's true. So then, I guess Square can be half and half. I was disappointed I didn't get to see my game. What is it? Noir? It's
Noir?
that food music game. I think it's
Oh.
Nour. They showed it. It was like their last big showcase, I think. But it was some indie
Noir?
game made by a guy. It was supposed to come out summer of this year. So I was hoping we'd get a sort of announcement like, hey, here it is. It's a nothing game. It's like literally you playing with food and music.
oh yeah, I remember it. I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, but it looks good. Odd that we didn't see anything from Stray.
Yep.
Yeah, there's that game too.
I was really surprised Stray didn't show up. Like, I definitely thought because they showed a bunch of gameplay the last time we saw Stray.
yeah, actually, Stray looked kind of cool.
Yeah. So
that might have put me in the 6.57 territory for that because I'm actually interested in that.
Yeah.
But,
so
again, it was just a safe show, super safe show.
And I can kind of agree with what people are saying about that. Outside of, I think, KOTOR, I don't think anything was too shocking. Like Wolverine was shocking that they're doing it, but I don't think it was shocking that Insomniac's doing another superhero game.
Marvel. Yeah, they're pretty much the Marvel studio.
Yeah, like they got carte blanche to probably do whatever they want, so long as I guess it doesn't affect the main studio at large.
The main shocking thing that came out of it is people still in doubt that fucking Insomniac is going to be the GOAT of the fucking Sony studios.
Yeah, I think it's no longer debatable.
Nah, there's still people capping saying that they're gonna still live in the shadow of Naughty Dog.
Because one game, Naughty Dog, versus Insomniac giving you 6 games a generation, they're all in the high 80s. You can't beat that.
I wanna comment about
four at the moment.
Yeah, I'm saying they're gonna end up with like 6 games with the Naughty Dog's 1.
Wait, no, they've worked. Yeah, they've worked on 5. Yeah, because I mean, if we do count their previous work since acquisition, they've done. They would have done 2 Spider-Man games, a Wolverine game. 3 Spider-Man games, Ratchet and Clank, Wolverine, and
whatever's next after that.
Whatever's next,
yeah.
Probably Hulk or Wolverine 2. I don't know.
Or Everybody's Much Wanted, which also I don't really know if we need to come back with this either. But Infamous,
Oh. Infamous. No, that's not them. That's not them though.
Oh, okay, my fault.
That's Sucker Punch.
I don't know if we'll ever see Sly again. I think Ratchet covered it, and they got Astrobot. You don't need Sly when you got Astrobot.
True.
Yeah. Okay. You're right.
Yeah. So overall, like, I enjoyed the show.
What would you score it?
I gave it an 8.
8. Ooh, that's high. Ooh.
I don't think I've scored anything lower than a 7 on any of the shows recently so far. I think what it was is that I'm looking at it in connection with all the other shows. So it's like, I know that Halo's coming. We got a new Metroid coming. We got a new Spider-Man coming. Like, that's really exciting. It's a really exciting time for gaming.
It is.
Like, all of the big 3 have, things that are further out, like God of War, Breath of the Wild,
Fable.
Perfect Dark, Fable.
Fable for me,
Yeah, these things are like, we all know these consoles are only are they a year old?
Yeah, a year.
Yeah.
Okay, like
barely.
We still got a year left before they start to hit.
The big hitters come, Once God of War drops.
Exactly, Halo, God of War, and then once
Starfield,
the floodgates start to open. Yeah.
Majority, like probably big chunk of the first party IPs will start being dropping around 23. I would say. And
the stuff we don't know about, like all those studios that Xbox got that are working on stuff that we don't know about, that's new. Anything that Nintendo
IPs we don't know about.
Yeah, Sony IPs, or anything that Nintendo just decides to release for some reason. It's a good time, man. Like it's a pretty good time to be in the gaming space currently. Like
I will say this.
That,
go ahead, Kobe. I was going to ask a question.
Did you see Reggie that King of Fighters 15 got rollback netcode? I mean, that game was amazing.
Yes, so King of Fighters is like it feels like, and particularly if like Halo can come and like cap it off, like almost every genre is getting like some really good representation.
Yeah.
In a way that I'm not sure we've ever really had before.
I mean, Turtles is coming back.
Yeah. It's like the Eve, Devil May Cry, Bayonetta are handling like the action slash. We've got like the puzzle games with Phoenix Wright coming back out. Pokemon just exists, so that's fine. Your platformers, and we've got new guys, pseudo new guys.
Yeah, like platformers came back with a banger this year. You got Psychonauts 2.
Crash.
Psychonauts. Yeah. Fighting games are probably the best they've ever been, save for like the days of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And so like they're in a great space. JRPGs are killing it, like solely, and it seems like solely through the strength
Western
of people like
RPGs
Kofi, who just won't give it up.
Nah, he won't.
He
won't. He keeps Tales of Arise. He just won't.
Yeah, it's like Tales. Like I just see so many people start talking about it, and then Persona's hitting.
Yeah.
So many. Oh yeah, really quick. I know so many people who have never played a Tales game before, but Arise is on their radar. Like I can't tell you how many people have hit me up. Like, do I need to play like the older games? Like I can't believe that.
Kofi, you're the go-to JRPG guy, man. Ever since we started doing this, I be getting like, "Hey, man, what do you think?" And I'm like, "At you." I'm like, "Just talk to Kofi." I don't know.
Like indie games are booming. I don't know about sports games. I saw that Jake the State Farm guy's in 2K, so that can't be good.
It was so weird.
I heard 2K is good though, apparently. So from what I hear,
no, it ain't. No, it ain't.
That's what I heard.
No.
I heard 2K is
No, it
good.
ain't.
I don't know.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's a basketball ad, bro. Fuck that game. Fuck that entire game.
Oh, all right. We'll see, man. I'm seeing some people are like happy about it. So,
and the people that are happy about it are people that buy 2K every year.
That you gotta please them. PC. That's like if Pharaoh ever say, "No, this Madden this year is actually pretty good." You know, you would take some stock in that, like because he plays Madden every year.
The Madden this year is they got fixed. They got the bug.
Madden this year is garbage.
All right, never mind.
It's garbage.
So before we close this out, because we spent the majority of the time and everyone had some good takes. I'm gonna piggyback on what Reggie said. I feel like, and maybe it's just because it's what they call it, recency bias. I feel like this generation so far has already been started off way better than any other generation, and it might end up going down to being the best generation. Do y'all agree or disagree with that? What's y'all's thoughts? Because look at this first year gaming. This is insane. No, I'm talking about overall. So if you're just talking about PlayStation 2, you're just talking about just the PlayStation, right?
Oh no, I mean like 2001, or 2000 rather.
Yeah, I
didn't have that many games back. Like it's like every month, dude. Like every month from like multiple. It's not just every month for like Xbox, even PlayStation. They have Canada this month. You know what I mean? We just had Psychonauts too. Like that's insane. And then next month we have some more coming out. We got Death Stranding director's cut.
Fist just came out.
Like I mean, like it's like every month there's like 3 or 4 like solid hits.
Yeah, but the problem is
all the way through.
Make it feel like that.
Yeah. All the way through. That's insane to me. I haven't seen that before.
I think that's the COVID impact. I think the COVID impact is pushing a bunch of titles to release around the same time when they.
It's a lot. Like there's a lot of games, bro. Like look at the months. Like if you put up Kofi's list of what games are coming out, and you put up maybe Pharaoh's like for the Xbox side, and you put them together, it's because we're console owners or multi-platforms, PC included. That's a lot of games. Like to the point where I don't know when I'll get a chance to buy Judgment 2 because I have so many games to play.
Yeah,
right.
Our wallets.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's so many. Like I still haven't played Death Door. Like because there's so many games.
That's another big one.
Like I've been stockpiling points because I'm trying to get as much money as I can off of Battlefield because I want the big edition for that. So I don't want to pay 107, but I'll pay 60 if I can get the points to drop it to that low.
I'm getting Battlefield.
Really quick question about something related to Battlefield, but quick question for you, Omar. Doesn't Solar Ash come out in the middle of October?
I have no idea, but I'm excited for that game too. It's like
Soul Ash looks dope. But so really quick for Jubei and FC, have you seen this game? I know Dante knows this game. It's called Insurgency Sandstorm.
Insurgency. Yeah.
What is it?
It's like a 8-player co-op, a PvE or 10v10 PvP military first-person shooter. It's coming out on consoles at the end of this month, and it's only $40.
Okay,
it looks pretty good.
Is it crossplay?
It might be Insurgency, right? So before you go in with Insurgency, you need to understand that it's not like a Call of Duty or it's not
tactical.
Even it's a tactical, realistic kind of shooter. Not as realistic as something like Armor, but like more than one bullet is going to be enough to drop you if it's put in the fucking head.
All right, that's interesting.
It's cool because 8-player co-op. It sounds so fun to me.
Yeah, you're playing as a squad, right?
Yeah, you play as a squad against waves of enemies.
Yeah, that's interesting. That reminds me of that old school game back in on the Xbox where I think the Army created it. Where you had voice commands.
Arma?
I don't know. Is that Arma?
Oh,
you know
no, that's not.
It was on the Xbox.
Arma.
The 360. That game was fun. It was hard as fuck, but that game was fun.
Or was it a Tom Clancy game? No, it wasn't.
It wasn't America's Army, was it?
It might have been.
That's an old ass game.
The only other one I can think of is Flashpoint.
It might be.
And Flashpoint was a realistic one to begin with, but that was done by the original one, I believe. That goes all the way back. But that one was done.
No, it was definitely 360. I remember it. It was,
Yeah. No, I know that. No, there was a couple of Flashpoint games, but the original Flashpoint was done by the guys who would later go on to make the Armor games, because they got fucked over by Codemaster, who ended up making the Xbox 360 versions of Operation Flashpoint.
Know what? It was Flashpoint. Yeah.
Thought so.
Yeah, it was Flashpoint. All right. So that pretty much wraps it up. We got to get out of here, man. Real quick, man. I appreciate you guys checking it out. Dante, man, do your outro, my G.
What's up, everybody? Dante Crisis. You can find me at Dante Crisis on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, DLive, and the Dante Crisis on Facebook. Going to be doing Tuesday is going to be the beginning and most likely the end of my playthrough of the original Luigi's Mansion. Wednesday is going to be more Dark Souls 3 because I love just fucking making myself suffer. Thursday is going to be the beginning of Mass Effect 3 on Insanity on the Legendary Edition, which is going to be fun. Then we're moving on to Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix. Currently doing a Let's Play of Def Jam Fight for New York. And what else was it? And Borderlands. What's coming down the pipeline is going to be Ori and the Blind Forest, which I've already finished.
Classic. Classic.
Yeah. Ori and the Blind Forest. If I was to give a spoiler rating for what I think of it, I would give Ori a 7 out of 10.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
The first one, right?
It's a beautiful game that shows that the Unity engine can create something other than fucking shit. It sounds amazing.
You're gonna like the sequel more though.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of good platforming sections, but to me, it's an above average Metroidvania.
Okay.
Like as far as Metroidvania as a genre, it's an above average Metroidvania. But it is an amazing show don't tell game with its story.
Yeah.
And what else have I got coming? Oh yes, I've also got Aliens Fireteam Elite coming as well. That's going to be starting this weekend on my Patreon exclusive recorded live streams, as well as Halo 5 Guardians in anticipation for Halo Infinite coming out. What else have I got? That's about it.
Fair enough, man. That's what's up. Jubei, where people find you?
Yep, you can find me at Jubei Sensei on Twitter, Jubei X Sensei on everything else. Now that I know the Cowboys are playing on Sunday,
who do we play?
The Chargers.
Oh,
the Chargers.
Okay, good.
After they barely squeaked out a win against
should have won, man. Bum ass kicker, bro.
Foreskins. Yeah, we got a bum ass kicker. But Dak is not the issue, like I was telling you.
You're right,
You're right,
man.
The man is good.
Yeah, man.
So he's working with nothing. But
whatever, dog. It's all his red zone touchdown needs to improve. But other than that,
well, that's not 100% on him, bro.
True.
Like it's hard to score in the red zone, and then we weren't running the ball at all. That's just game planning. Like we just did not run the ball. And if fucking our tight end gets that block, Zeke gets a rushing touchdown, we probably win that game.
It was one on one
on that fucking block.
It was 1-on-1.
It doesn't.
You get paid all that money, you got to make a miss. You got to make a miss, dog.
He got 0 blocks. I can't.
I don't know, man. Make a miss.
Zero.
If that was Henry, he would have ran that motherfucker over.
Henry?
Yeah, okay, but he's not. He's
big boy.
Henry does not run physical as far as a north-south runner. He runs.
No, he's not. And Zeke was already taking it.
He uses them big ass stiff arms.
Yeah, he was. I'm saying he would have stiff armed the shit out that. It was a cornerback. Like, come on.
I mean, again,
one on the corner.
But you're right.
Zeke had a shit angle. Like I said, if he got a block, he's in. There is multitudes of that. But yeah, I will be playing. I need to finish up Psychonauts 2 this week.
The GOAT.
So I can cross it off the list. And what's next after that? I will probably do the Big Con or the Artful Escape. I'm not sure which one of
Artful
those two I
Escape.
wanna
See,
do.
another one, bro. I hear Artful Escape is good. Oh. All right, man. So Omar, where people find you?
I might buy Deathloop on PlayStation, even though I really want to play it on Xbox. But I kind of want to play it now.
Wow.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't want, because it's not $70. So
that's true. If you get it, let me know. So,
dude, you need to buy it. If you buy it now, you get it for like $7 off.
Yeah, it's like 53. I know. I'm
midnight.
All right.
I'm really leaning towards it.
Omar, where people can find you?
People can find me at Caravan_Job on Twitter.
Nice. Pharaoh.
Quick Pharaoh, you can find me on Twitter at Pharaoh Bizarre, and you can also find me on Twitch at Land of Pharaoh. And I'll be doing some other stuff. I got the green screen and all that set up, so yeah, I'll be doing some stuff.
Nice. That's
definitely check his stream. It's looking real crispy over there. It looks good.
Looking good,
you
man.
post to Twitter when you start?
He needs to.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, post to Twitter, man.
I saw it on Facebook.
Okay.
All right, man.
Yeah, I post on Twitter when I start.
Kofi, where people find you, my G?
As usual, creative_Kofi. Go to zerofield.net if you want to see all the details for our fan translation. But more importantly, Tales of Arise until the 24th, in which Omar, I finally will be starting Death Stranding. It's been a long.
Jeez, bro. No, I'm not gonna get on your ass today.
You're not waiting for the director's cut for that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I'm upgrading to the director's cut.
Oh, when's
I
the
would
director's cut come out?
wait for the director's cut.
All right, last but not least.
$10 for that.
Last but not least.
Hold on. One more thing. No, that was it. You're right. That was it. Just the Death Stranding. Thank you.
And Zero, man, where people find you?
And guys, it has always been a blast. You can find me 0x386, and guys, thanks for listening to us. Come, just get a bit closer, just a bit closer. You can
Oh
find
God,
us
no, Reggie, no.
on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn Radio, anywhere where you will be listening to people complain about why there is a Black Norse god in the new God of War. We will probably be there. Check us out.
Big facts. And always, I'm FC Violent. This is Vitamin G Gaming Podcast, and keep it gaming. We out here.
I'm on the outside looking in.